Today we are going to be talking about developmental networks using the thorny dragon. This is Spiky Steve and Smooth Sally. Thorny dragons have skin cells that make them have spikes and some skin cells that make them not have spikes. Spiky Steve has spikes all over his body, but Smooth Sally has only a few small ones on her side, so they want to use a developmental network to better understand why some of their skin cells cause them to have spikes and some do not, even though the genome sequence is the same. In the wild type, S promotes P, which blocks I from blocking K, which promotes E. This sequence produces spikes. If there was a mutation with the P gene, the I gene would not be blocked from inhibiting K from promoting E, so spikes will not be formed with this sequence. In this sequence, the I gene is mutated, so it does not block K from promoting E, but P will block K in I's place, so spikes will be produced. If both the I and E genes were mutated, S would promote P, which would block I, but since it is not there, K is not blocked from producing E, so spikes are not produced. And lastly, if both S and K are mutated, nothing will be promoted to promote or inhibit another gene, so nothing will occur and spikes will not be produced. RNA interference is a type of regulation that can explain why not all of Spiky Steve's and Smooth Sally's skin cells have spikes, even though all of the skin cells in their bodies have the same genome sequence. RNA interference occurs when RNA molecules inhibit genes from either expressing or translating. The RNA does this by offsetting the mRNA molecules. In the situations that spikes are not produced, RNA molecules could either be inhibiting the genes from being expressed or from being translated, which causes them to be removed from the sequence. Here's another scenario to help you better understand RNA interference. In the desert where Steve and Sally live, it is hard to find food. Many insects are dying because of the extreme heat, so the thorny dragons have become prey for some of the larger animals. In this situation, the extreme heat blocks the insects from feeding and promoting the thorny dragons, which causes the thorny dragons to become prey. When the rain comes, it interferes with the networks and inhibits the heat from killing the insects, similar to how RNA molecules stop the expression of some genes. When the rain comes, the heat is stopped, which allows the insects to promote the thorny dragons and they can obtain their food.